Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this beautiful Mother's Day card for a very special young woman in my life. I will put the colors of the ink down below, so please enjoy. First, I'm using my 4 stencil set called Layered Peonies. This is from scrapbook.com, and I'm using Marina Mist for the first stencil. This blender brush is from Nuvo. For my second stencil, I'm using Salty Ocean. This is a Distress Oxide ink, and my blender is from scrapbook.com. Making sure I get a good cover there. And the third stencil, this is with the leaves, and so I'm using Night of Navy. This is from Stampin' Up, and I'm using a generic brush. It's from Toy Box. This color almost looks blue-gray compared to the other bright colors in this stencil. But I want to make sure I get a really good coverage there. And then I'm going to put on the last stencil. I didn't get all the pink off, but I'm going to be using Dapper Denim for that one. And again, I'm using my Nuvo brush because there are 2 ends. And so that's going to make a beautiful bright picture there. I'm going to use this just like I would any other pattern paper. And I'm going to be cutting that down. And you shall see that shortly. Get all my painter's tape off. I think it turned out beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and cut that down to 5 by 3 3/4. Get all the edges off first. I'm going to be cutting my matting piece later, and you'll see that shortly. I want to get the biggest rows in. The person I have in mind for this wanted blue, and so I decided to layer several blues together. And now we're going to cut it down. I'm going to match several pieces of cardstock to see what would be best for the matting. And I finally chose the shiny blue-gray. So we're going to cut this at 5 1/4 by 4 to go directly onto the card base. And like I said, I want to get the biggest rows in there. So it's 5 by 3 3/4. So I think that's going to look very nice on the white cardstock. That's a 100-pound card base. So I'm using Dapper Denim again. And I went ahead and cut these out off camera, die cutting. And that didn't go very well. But luckily there are 2 sides to every piece of paper. And so there we have it. Happy Mother's Day in Dapper Denim. And that's going to go onto the blue piece. I'm going to stamp the inside of the card. If you've been with me before, that's how I usually do it. I go ahead and stamp the inside of the card base first before I fix up the front, just in case I have a mistake. So now I'm attaching this. I think it's very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up on dimensionals and put that aside while I finish the card front. I'm just going to attach with my tape runner onto the shiny paper. I think that's going to go well with that. And then I'm going to put it on the front. I thought about using my glue, but it seems to be doing okay. Sometimes glitter will not let it stick really well. So now I'm just taking off the release paper and attaching that to the front of the card. And then we're going to decorate with some enamel dots. Oh, first I'm going to use my washi tape. I found some really pretty washi tape that I thought would match well and decorate the inside of the card. One on top and one on the bottom. I thought that was very cute to add some interest. So now I'm going to add the enamel dots to the front of the card. I decided to use my little blue crystals. I haven't used them for a while, so one of them didn't want to stick, so I had to use my glue. And that's going to go on the sentiment piece. And I just kind of have to hold it down. So there we have it, our beautiful Mother's Day card.